just even talk about it. She had her whole life in front of her, and I think it's really messed up what they did to her.
It's sad, but at the same time, it's a sense of she's in a better place. Even though we wish she was here on Earth, but the sense, it's a sigh of relief, I guess. I mean, we would all hope that she would have been alive, of course, but it's always a tree, and I always look at that as a symbol of tree of life. And I think it's great that we have there's a memorial here, because whenever the family drives by, they're going to be seeing that. And I think they should be able to see that, and they should be able to see how much the community does care, but at the same time, I would hope that it would push someone to come up and be honest about what's taking place here.
It gives you almost like a relief, almost like you can say like a goodbye, and that, sorry that whatever happened, but I really hope justice for Evelyn really happens. Whoever did this to her should really pay for it.
There was a memorial held for baby Evelyn Boswell in Tennessee, toddler who was killed by her now convicted mother, Megan Boswell, right? Now, you heard different people from the community reacting, weeping, and it's just a terrible thing, man. A child killed. And someone said, we hope that this will motivate someone to speak out and be honest as to what really happened. And that's, as you see, all the breaking news headlines that this mother was given a life sentence. That was the thing with her, that she was never honest. She didn't testify at trial, as so often many individuals charged with crimes don't do. She stood mute, basically, from the very beginning, back when this case started, as this has been a very long road. Back in 2018-19, when the child was first reported missing, the mom was lying off the rip and never stopped lying. She never told the truth. It was all BS. She actually, as prosecutors pointed out in court, tried to pretty much erase the child out of her life, like the kid never existed, and just carry on with the new life. And in the very beginning, she was first telling authorities that her father had the child. Then next thing you know, it was her grandma had the child. Then it flipped up to her grandma or someone within the family gave the child to someone else to have a better life. And, she'll have a new life that she could never give the child, and the kid is better off. Just total BS. And it, carried on all the way through trial. And I'm honestly quite surprised that they didn't push for the death penalty. I know that's a tricky thing, as many people just don't believe in it. It's very controversial. I do indeed believe Tennessee is a death penalty state. So I'm kind of shocked that they didn't consider it or push for it at all, from what it seems to me. Now, the jury deliberated just a few hours, found her guilty, then deliberated again over sentencing. And again, she got hit with the life sentence. She has to do 51 years before she's eligible for parole. So on top of not getting death penalty, she's actually eligible for parole, which is rather shocking. But 51 years, it's a long ass time. And the sentences from the other charges that she was convicted of, from child abuse to neglect, tampering with evidence, abuse of a corpse, and multiple false police reports. If the judge maxes all those out and runs them consecutive, or do they have to be ran concurrent? It gets confusing in court sometimes when it comes to sentencing, but I'm thinking that could give her maybe another 10 years on top of the 51, unless it gets ran consecutively with the sentence. She's now 23 years old. She was 17, 18 back when this all first happened. And that's something that the defense was trying to play out in court. If you really follow the trial, it's kind of shocking she went to trial. I mean, like I said, all she ever did was lie. They had evidence. The child was killed. The coroner said that they believe suffocation was the cause of baby girl's death. Like, how sickening is that? And that she was then put in a trash can, and that can was hid on family's property. But they had her prints on the can and on aluminum foil that was placed around the child's mouth. The defense tried to argue, oh, just because the fingerprints are on the can, that could have been there from her previously. Well, how did it end up on the aluminum foil that was around the kid's mouth? Make that make sense. It doesn't make sense. And nothing about this makes sense at all. It's absolutely heartbreaking, horrible thing that happened. And like we said, she seemingly just tried to erase the kid from her life and move on. And basically, this is someone that should have just never had a kid. And why not put the kid up for adoption or something like that? Or truly work something out, like one of the lies that Megan Boswell tried to tell the authorities, that her family member gave the kid off to someone for a better life. Why not really actually do that? Why kill an innocent baby girl like that, you sick, evil bitch? I'm sorry, but that's just what it is. Actually, I'm not sorry. That's just what it is. And you see people reacting by celebrating her conviction as this is some sick ish. But at the end of the day, this is a sad story, just like stating back into the beginning with the memorial. I mean, I know the community, when something like that happens in your area, we see people often come out and hold events like that. And I understand people trying to uplift each other and things of that nature, but this is just a terrible thing, and it's just fucked up. There is no happy ending to something like this. In court, one of the prosecutors actually said, quote, "She told story after story for 2.5 months, and maybe the worst part is that she just went on with her life as if Evelyn had never existed." Sullivan County Assistant District Attorney Amber Massengill said during the trial's closing statements February 12th, "Evelyn did exist. Evelyn was a real person, and Megan Boswell should not be able to go on as if Evelyn did not exist." And that just shows you what it is. There was a good closing statement by the DA there. Because it just plays it right out to the jury and tells everyone how it is. This girl has no remorse. She wanted to X her daughter out of her life, a baby girl, kill her, dump her off like garbage, and just try to move on and tell a bunch of lies. You crazy, stupid, evil sack of garbage. How could you do something like that? And how could you think that was going to happen, that was going to work, that you were going to just move on with a new life, you evil demon? The defense tried to argue, and again, they really had no case. There was no wins in this case. And the fact that she kept lying, and that she didn't take a plea, that she had the process of the trial play out, and that she didn't testify at the trial or anything like that, just shows she truly has no remorse, I think. Some will say only the real answer to that lies within Megan Boswell. She's the only one that truly knows that, but I don't think so. Her actions say otherwise. I don't think she has one drop of remorse. You just take no accountability, and I don't know. We'll see now that she's convicted and that she's hit with this life sentence, if she ever will speak out and tell the truth, or she'll just file appeals and keep her mouth shut. I don't know. But like I said, there was no winning in this case at all. It was clear as day what happened with her lying. No, who does that? Who tells lies like that? Someone who's a lying sack of garbage, someone who's an evil killer, in this case, a child killer. And it's like, if someone wouldn't do that, you know what I mean? That your kid is missing, a parent, and I'm not even talking about the best parent in the world, just a parent who loves their kid, you're freaking out. You know what I mean? You wouldn't waste the time telling authorities BS and them having to waste their time to follow up on lies. You know what I mean? You want them out there doing what they got to do and can do to find your child. And that's why with like CPS, you know, so often I talk whenever, I'm adopted. I was taken from my family. You know what I'm saying? Um, like I've always seen when people call CPS like in BS ways to get revenge on people or whatever, something petty, childish, and lame like that. It's like, no, in situations like this, you really wish that you don't want something bad to happen. I don't mean like that. You know what I mean? You want the child to be safe, but I'm saying that there just would have been some incident or instance where someone saw that the warning signs that something wasn't right about this mother and called it in, and the steps could have been put into play to take the kid away. Because at the end of the day, she's not here anymore. She's deceased, and her mom is the lion sack garbage with a life sentence. This actually kind of came up in court as, like I was saying, her defense attorneys, they tried to argue, oh, she was young, scared. She's only 17, 18 at the time that this all happened. Because, again, this was like 2018 or 19. Then, like, originally she was arrested on just the false police reports, I believe. Then they charged her, with a bunch of other charge, murder and all that. And different court delays and things like that pushed all the way on to here we are in 2025 with the conviction and life sentence. It has been a very long road, but the defense tried to argue, yeah, she's young and scared. They paraded people in there to try to, like, as character witnesses. Oh, she was a good mom. She took the baby to doctor's appointments. That's what you're supposed to do. You don't get no brownie points for that. You know what I mean? And there was actually a babysitter, though, that did testify in court that said that she never saw a rash that the child had that bad in her entire life. And that's when you got to do something about that. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people, and I'm the type of person, I don't stick my nose in people's business at all. You know what I mean? I mind my own. Only if there's an emergency or something jumping off, I may intervene. But when you see something or you're aware of something where a child is in danger, it's for show, it's for certain, you got to say something. You have to say something. I don't know if this babysitter did or she didn't, but it's just all so terrible and senseless. And it's like, why couldn't this have been prevented prior to all this? They speak about how her family, she was born into chaos. Or actually, before I move on with that, I want to say, though, the defense, like I was saying, how they were trying to say she was young and panicking. They actually tried to lay out a theory right here where it says Boswell defense attorneys countered Evelyn could have died of natural causes and that the toddler was never abused by her mother. They called witnesses who testified Boswell was a good mom and took her daughter to regular medical checkups. Quote, she's 17 years old. She's not sophisticated. She had a hard life. She's scared. She's young. Going to get in trouble. Defense attorney Gene G. Scott Jr. said during closing statements, he argued the child's death was accidental. Boswell panicked and Boswell's boyfriend hid the child's body in the trash. Boswell was 17 at the time of the child's death in late 2019 and 18 when she was arrested several months later, as I just pointed out, with the very long timeline, long road in this case to the mother being convicted as she should, the evil sack of garbage. Have they proved, quote, have they proved that she's a liar over and over? They have. We don't deny that. They haven't proved she's a murderer, Scott said. Now, come on, man. Like, the whole reasonable doubt in the justice system and facing your accusers and things like that. I mean, in a lot of instances, there could be a shed of doubt, but no one had one bit of doubt in this case. A 15-month-old baby doesn't just pass away of natural causes at the house like that, and she's scared because she had a tough life. A lot of individuals had a tough life. That's what I was going to say about the family. They point out how she was born into chaos, and her family had a lot of arrests and stuff like that. Evelyn's maternal grandmother, Angela Mae Boswell, was just released from the same Sullivan County jail, accused of fleeing town in a stolen car with her boyfriend. They stole a Beamer, I guess, after her ex-husband, Evelyn's grandfather, reported the toddler missing in February 18th. That's another thing. She didn't even report the kid missing. Her grandfather did. Evelyn's mom, Maggie Boswell, is now behind bars after an arrest warrant stated she refused to tell the truth about her baby's whereabouts. Yeah, so this is back when she was arrested. But that's just, I could never be, I swear. I understand how the legal system works, and I get it. So often people are charged with crimes that are trumped up charges, or it's they didn't do it, someone lied on them or whatever. There has to be defense attorneys there to step in and defend the innocent, presumed innocent till proven guilty. But come on, man, in situations like this where there's just a demonic piece of garbage, like, who could actually stand in there and defend these people? You know what I'm saying? Spew this kind of BS, these crazy ass cockamamie theories and stuff like that. Like, seriously, you know what I mean? I couldn't do it. I could never do it. It's like, I'm not the best person in the world or whatever, but could you imagine that? Sitting in court trying to spin BS that just is clearly illogical and bullshit to try and attempt to free a child killer. You know what I mean? Like, think about that, y'all. That's bugged out. Like, that attorney that beat the case for Casey Anthony later on defended Aaron Hernandez in the second murder trial, the one he actually won, and was going to defend him in his appeals and stuff like that. His name is slipping my mind at the moment. Puerto Rican dude. You know what I mean? A lot of y'all, did you guys watch that Hernandez Hulu series where he was telling Hernandez, hey, I'm your Puerto Rican Boricua brother from another mother. We're going to beat this thing. And they did. I couldn't be that guy. I just never could do it. You know what I mean? You freed Casey Anthony, an evil demon, free upon this earth. Isn't it pretty crazy, too, how she's managed to fly under the radar for the most part all this time? It's pretty bugged out to me. You know what I mean? But I think his name is Jose Baez, Casey Anthony's attorney. But yeah, back to this. Tennessee definitely does have the death penalty, confirmed. So comment and let me know if you're kind of shocked that they didn't pursue it, unless I'm missing something and they did. Like, again, I understand that some people just don't believe in it, but if it is on the table, if it is a state that has the death penalty, I'm shocked that in a situation of a 15-month-old child being killed, more than likely suffocated. Like, this is the kind of stuff that's so evil. I hate even fixing my face to say it. You know what I mean? That they didn't. Just pure evil that they did not consider it. And again, like I said, if I am off on that or something else, please leave it in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification buttons and all that. But it's all about hearing from the people. You know what I mean? There's evil out in this world, man. We got to be aware of it. And the justice system at sometimes has to step their game up. But in this case, I do think police did a good job swiftly charging her. Can you believe she only had $25,000 bail when she was in custody? That's crazy to me. With a bail bondsman, that's not an unrealistic bail for someone to make, obviously, her family, as highlighted, had a lot of problems, arrests. I think Megan did as well. I think she was involved in some wild-ish growing up, but we all have our problems in life. You know what I'm saying? Nothing is an excuse to, in a lot of instances, sometimes people have sympathy. They have trouble finding their way. They might get in some minor trouble or something like that. We're not talking about that. We're talking about someone killing a kid. Pure evil. But back to what I was saying, just period in general, man. Like, life is what it is. you got to work through your ish. You got to get on track. Not everyone is dealt a great hand in life. And as it feels in this current state, a lot of people are struggling. You know what I mean? It's wild times we're living in. Feels like ever since the whole sickness thing and the lockdown, life just really hasn't been the same. You know what I mean? A lot of people grinding it out to get by, or the world kind of coming to a stop. Flux a lot of people up in the head, anxiety, things like that. But you got to fight through that stuff, man. And again, this case, it's just sickening, plain and simple. No happy endings. It's nice and everything is sweet what the community did, putting that memorial there. But that's not going to motivate anyone to tell the truth, I don't believe. And that's not the reason they did it, obviously. Like I was saying, it's just a nice thing. They want to rally together and put some good vibes out there into the atmosphere after horrific events took place. But just, commenting on the one individual who said that, like hopefully this can motivate someone to tell the truth. But Megan Boswell isn't a human being. She's a demon. She's evil. I speak about this all the time. Like, there's truly demons in this earth, on this earth, walking in human form. Spiritual warfare going on, talking about the times we're living in as well. And, nothing is going to tug on the heartstrings or the emotions or guilt of, like, maybe a normal human being, but a normal human being wouldn't do something so twisted like this. Kill an innocent child. We're talking about a demon. That's what she is. And I wouldn't be surprised if she never speaks up. As we said, so much is still a mystery. If she has any remorse, I believe she does not. The exact manner in which the child died, I believe the coroner said that they believe, it seems, everything is most consistent with suffocation, but I don't think they knew that to a certainty. Just so much remains a mystery. But at the end of the day, if she ever speaks up, nothing makes sense for something like this to happen. Something just evil, So that's it for this one. Let's talk in the comments again. Thank you for watching. Subscribe. Lots more true crime content coming, as well as other crime stories and things of that nature. It's all about talking with you guys, the people. Be safe, stay focused. Go hug your loved ones, man. You know what I mean? You hear something so horrible like this, just makes you want to go give all your loved ones a hug, man, because there's demons walking out here. You know what I mean? So keep your eyes open, keep your head on a swivel, stay demon free. And till next time, I'm up out of here. Peace and God bless.